Love, family, community. A long time ago, in a hidden village, deep into the forest, the village was called Ngao. Now in this village lived a boy. His name was Mwomboko. Mwomboko was so known across the village for his curiosity, being handsome, as well as his spirit of adventure. He was so curious about things that at one point he wanted to know the source of lighting of the sun. But before that, he had an adventure. This is the story of the legend of Mwomboko and the river spirit, a story that has been passed down from one generation to the other within the Pokomo community, a community that is found on the lower coastal regions in Kenya. The story emanates from back in time, after the Pokomo migrated from the Congo Basin and into the lower regions of the river Tana. Now one day, Mwomboko decided that he was going to have a walk. He was going to venture beyond the village and by the river banks. As he went deep into the forest, he had this gracefully melodious voice whisperings. And with his curiosity then, he decided to follow this lovely voice. It led him to an opening. And behold, a beauty, a maiden that Mwomboko had never seen such beauty before. He was stunned. He smiled as he marveled at this beauty. The maiden introduced herself to Mwomboko as Amani, the river spirit. Mwomboko was stunned. He decided to listen to Amani's story. Amani told Mwomboko of the stories of the water. Amani was able to transform herself from time to time to being the river itself. She explained to Mwomboko about the wondrous creatures, the sceneries found deep into the water. Mwomboko was so stunned, he was so captivated, he wanted to see all this for himself. For you all remember Mwomboko, the curious boy. But Amani warned Mwomboko of the dangers of getting into the water. This was not enough to shut down the dreams, the curiosity of Mwomboko. And therefore, Amani gave Mwomboko a pendant, a magical pendant. The pendant was going to enable Mwomboko to get into the water and get to Amani's kingdom with the ability to be able to breathe deep into the water. And so a deal it was. Mwomboko waited and waited for the day to end. Until it was the full moon's glow, Mwomboko dived into the river. The deeper he submerged himself, the more lovely, the more wondrous things he saw. To the wondrous big creatures found deep in the bottom of the water. All this was such a memory that Mwomboko he felt as if he lived in another world. The deeper he went, until he was able to see Amani's kingdom. A feeling of peace and harmony and relaxation engulfed him. Amani's people, Amani's kingdom, welcomed him into their place. For Mwomboko, he felt home, he felt relaxed, and he was so lost that he forgot that time passed. Days turned into weeks. His family members and friends got so worried. They prayed, they cried. They even sought the village elders' council to guide them on what they were going to do about it. And one day, Mwomboko's father had a vision. He saw Mwomboko deep in the river, and he was surrounded by wondrous creatures. The next day, the villagers had to assemble. They decided that they were going to stay by the edge of the river. When they got there, they sang songs and chanted out and called out the name of Mwomboko. Mwomboko! Mwomboko, where are you, Mwomboko? Come back, we still want you, Mwomboko. Down the river, Mwomboko had his kinsmen crying out his name. And true, the longing of his kinsmen was so strong that he had to bid farewell to Amani. And he had to ascend. He emerged from the water. The villagers and family screamed. They shouted with happiness. Indeed, it was a feeling. It should have been compared to that feeling of a father who had lost his son many years ago. They embraced him. To date, Mwomboko's legend lives within the Pokomo community. He narrated it to everyone that wanted to listen. And over time, the story became a legend that lived with the Pokomo people. The moral of the story to the Pokomo people is that it showed the importance of love, family, and the deep connection that the Pokomo community had with the river. I have been your narrator, Bright. Behind our camera has been camera person Prince Black with our director Priska Mwanzia. Thank you so much for watching.